Howdy bitch, I'm Shade and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, consider subscribing to join the haunt. Thankfully, that's the only carousel in the franchise, and I don't have to design more. That mean I had to do a sequel to this video and here's part 2. Well, there's another carousel. In addition to the one in Five Nights at Freddy's 2, there's also one in Help Wanted 2. This carousel has not one, but 2 different levels dedicated to it. Unfortunately, the gameplay is too dark for me to see the different characters on the carousel properly. Thankfully, I was able to find this 3D model of it online to study. On this second carousel, there's the original 4 characters, Freddy, Bonnie, Chica, and Foxy, plus the cupcake and some of the toys, including Toy Freddy, Toy Bonnie, Toy Chica, Balloon Boy, and the Mangle. In this video, I'm going to be doing the core 4 of the toys, so this is probably not only going to be a 2-parter series, but a 4-parter series, considering all the characters I want to do. In the next video, I'll be covering the carousel horse designs for BB and JJ, the puppet, Golden Freddy / Fredbear, and Springtrap / Spring Bonnie. Now that that's been noted, let's spin the wheel for our first character. Up first is the poster child for the second game, Toy Bonnie. I retained the roning pattern from the original Bonnie, except for a lighter blue to match Toy Bonnie, as well as keeping the prancer position, which is when the horse has both hind hooves on the floor and both front hooves off the floor. The horse's hooves and saddle are green to match the eyes. The horse has twisted braids along their mane, and 2 twisted braids crown the tail with a ribbon. The horse has bunny decals and ribbons along the tack to link it to the original Bonnie's carousel horse. The red bows are also made to match Toy Bonnie's bow tie. And that's Jump to the Bass Drop. Alright, up next is Funtime Foxy and/or Mangle. And as Bizzabizow put it,
calling this character right here, this character, Funtime Foxy, and then later down the line, naming another completely separate character the exact same name is stupid.
So I'm going to be following the Unwithered Truth's lead here and just call Undamaged Mangle Funtime. Funtime's carousel horse is in a jumper position like Predator Foxy, along with a dun pattern, fluffy hair, braids, and a Jolly Roger on their shoulder. Except this horse has a braid around the base of their tail and a continental braid, also called a macrame braid or a diamond braid, in their mane. Oh, and they're pink. this is what they should have looked like. If it weren't for the reason why the Fazbear Employee Handbook has a banned person section. And why one of the new rules of the Carousel ride is you can't bring anything except yourself on the ride, and why children under 10 have to be supervised. A child, we'll call him Kevin for legal reasons, snuck permanent marker and scissors onto the ride and did this. Look how they massacred my baby! Permanent marker all over the legs, and the tail was cropped. We had to shut down a brand new ride, which, mind you, had only been open for a week, and had to remove the horse for it to be repainted. Not to mention, we had no fibers left in-house to reroute the tail. Thankfully, Kevin was only able to reach up to the horse's mid-chest level when it was at its lowest point as it moved up and down. We were only able to notice a brat damaging our attraction when he cried because he couldn't reach high enough. Anyways, the horse's tack, which thankfully hadn't been damaged, was masked off and the lower body was repainted. And thankfully, the mangled tail was trimmed to a more attractive cut. The artist, never one to do the same thing twice, changed the horse to be a rose gray with a splashed white pattern. Plus, treasure map tracks to make the horse fit the pirate theme more. And here's Patchwork Treasure Map. Alright, time for the party chick, Toy Chica. To match Toy Chica's predecessor's horse, this one is also an Appaloosa, but with a snowflake pattern instead of the more popular spotted blanket pattern that's seen on the predecessor. The small white spots mimic scattered sprinkles, and this horse also has the orange hooves and an orange muzzle like the predecessor's horse too. I use a base buckskin coat pattern to bring in how Toy Chica pulls off her beak, leaving a shadowy black maw. As for the horse's tack, like the first two, I added a purple halter to tie the toys together as a group. And there are little bird decals on the halter, following the party streamer decorations on the saddle and halter. Like the previous Chica's horse, the blanket is multicolored confetti to match Toy Chica's bib. The saddle is blue to match the pony's eye color as well. She also has a headdress full of colorful streamers. And this is Shake Your Tail Feathers. And finally, it's Toy Freddy's turn for a carousel horse. Like the original Freddy, Toy Freddy's horse has a bay pattern, but this one is a mealy bay. The horse also has curly hair and braids with blue yarn, braided into the mane and tail braids. That match the eye color and hooves. To tie Toy Freddy's horse to the other toys, I matched the bridle and the blanket to the same purple color that's seen on the other toys, which is actually something we don't see on Toy Freddy's model in Fine Arts at Freddy's 2. Toy Bonnie, Toy Chica, and the Mangle all have purple eyeshadow, while Toy Freddy doesn't. For the rest of the tack, I matched the predecessor's tack with a blue saddle and blue straps. To match Toy Freddy's bow tie, I added black bows. To match Toy Bonnie and Toy Chica's animal decals on their designs, I placed small bear decals on the bows and the straps. Meet Plushy Jingle. And that's the next batch of the Fazbear Fillies done. Which one is your favorite of the 4? Well, technically 5 if we're including Funtime's horse. Leave a cyan heart for Jump, a pink heart for Treasure, a yellow heart for Shake, and an orange heart for Jingle. Expect the next video in the new year where I'll finish up the toys designs and the 2 golden or springlock characters designs. That's all from me for now. Leave a like if you liked this video and subscribe if you loved it to join the haunt. I'll see y'all in the next video. Stay spooky and happy holidays. Bye bye.